this is the busy time because people go on lunch now and call in translated.
Yeah, pretty busy.
So what is it that you're gonna be reading from?
This is, are we ready, Michael?
Yep.
So I mentioned at our last meeting, I thought it would be, move us to revisit or visit, for those who of you haven't, the Arts Washington, which is the Washington State Arts Commission plan. And their strategic plan was launched or developed in 2022, and it runs them through 2027. And without going through a whole lot, I'll just read out loud the mission and vision, and then the programs and activities that they have bulleted. So the mission is Arts Walk is a catalyst for the arts, advancing the role of artists in the lives of individuals and communities throughout the state. The vision is art and creativity are essential to well-being, woven into the fabric of vibrant communities throughout Washington state. And then they went on to list maybe 6 or 7 programs and activities that they have a range of programs that support the arts throughout Washington state. These are the primary programs of the agency. 1, art in public places. 2, grants to organizations. 3, creative arts districts, whom we've got Langley now on the island, got
Coopville.
first, and Coopville's very close to getting their designation. They've worked really hard and fast to get that done. Arts in education, Center for Washington Cultural Traditions, the State Poet Laureate, and then the Wellness, Arts, and the Military. So those match a lot of what we've already outlined, which is reassuring, because we could always go to the state for funding once this plan is rolled out for support on different things.
Absolutely.
So that's all I wanted to
Thank you.
visit with going into our own discussion.
So I will let you guys lead this out. I'm going to step back. Kind of core items in there is developing and promoting art programs and art venues. That's a big one, right? So number 2 is helping to support and create this sense of an arts community and support local artists. The third one is partnering with, supporting, coordinating information, finding areas to cooperate between art organizations, identifying who those are, and creating a hub for them to all make sure that we are partnering, that we are fitting together, that we're not, because a lot of us are going after the same instructors or the same funding sources. So how do we partner to make the pie bigger rather than us fighting over individual slices? The fourth is, they call it an art program. Really what they're talking about is a public art plan, right? So this is going to kind of inform you on policies and procedures for call for artists, for how you want to fund and appropriate funds from the Creative Art Fund for whether that be placemaking activities, consignment for public art pieces. This should identify areas of opportunity for placing public art. Also look at revenue sources to help fund all these different initiatives. Should have a lot of different aspects, but building the scope of what that is. And then the fifth is very, I won't say vague, maybe the better term is a broad scope. It's really further the vision of Oak Harbor as a vibrant and progressive community. So creating the vision of the character for Oak Harbor. How do we want to present ourselves? Whether that's through programs or beautification of the city or placement of public art or art opportunities. How do we create and promote this vision of this is what Oak Harbor is. This is why people want to come to Oak Harbor. This is why people would want a vacation here. This is why they would want to move here. And art initiatives play a huge part of that, right? Those kind of amenities are what people look for. And more, we see this across all fields of expertise and work. More and more people are working remotely. They have options for how they work. And so that's why you see this big exodus from a lot of cities where a lot of those businesses would be, and those opportunities would be. Now people can, they can go off and live in more affordable places and places that have the things that they love to enjoy in their personal life. So how do we best present Oak Harbor, and what do you want Oak Harbor to be in the next decade, or
I think one of the things that comes to mind, we volunteered to hand candy out at the Halloween Pioneer Way thing. And we are an incredibly diverse community. And I will say that most of the families that were there with their children were mixed race. And it was just, everybody was not just something, we were all together to be different, yet a community. So I really think being able to focus on the diversity, I love the art, but I mean, we have the most diverse community on the island or in the region. We're not Anacortes and we're not Langley and we're not Bellingham. So, I don't know how you express that, but diversity is our gift. It's
Our strong suit. I
Yeah.
like that.
So how I have this organized, and this is your guys' process. This is just a framework for you guys to work within that, and you can tweak it however you want. Is basically identify the powers and duties. The key issues really are, what are our values that count? What is council trying to say with this? With these powers and duties that they've given you. What are the values that we have, or what are the problems that exist with this? So you mentioned diversity. So when we look at like vision of Oak Harbor as a vibrant and progressive community, maybe one of those key issues is that we need to better celebrate diversity in the community, right? So then you would take that key issue, and your priorities and goals would be something like, let's develop a special event that maybe celebrates diversity.
cultural festival,
Yeah,
and
right,
everybody brings their background to the story, and we represent all the cultures, and we educate while we're having fun and listening to their music and eating their food.
And there's a lot of ways to do it. You can do it as a holistic one. You can do it as, if there's specific demographics or populations or communities that, that are really underrepresented or underserved, or, that we really don't have opportunities to celebrate community. Any way you want to do it. So priority goal would be, we should host something like that, right? Then your action items are going to be your to-do list for that. Okay, we need to create a committee. We need to get a funding source for that. Who's going to be the stakeholder group, the planning group for it in the community? What's, pick a date, pick the activities, all that kind of stuff. And then you would assign no more than two of you, one or two of you, and maybe identify a couple staff or other people in the community that we would want to work on those projects. And basically your agendas going forward are going to be you guys coming and returning, reporting on the action items. Does that make sense? Is everyone good with kind of the framework process for how we're going to work through something?
Yes, yeah.
You're not going to get through it all today.
That's why I'm walking up here.
Yeah.
We can't eat this all today.
No, but you can start on it. So whether you want to just start at
We're
number
looking at the
one
menu.
and our programs and venues and just work at,
Where-
and I wouldn't do more than four out of each one of those. So that will give you 20 different things to
Well,
work on, right?
I'll take it another step, because you turn around here and we're talking priorities and goals, and you had it listed this way going down. Part of me thinks like, okay, if this was
Yeah.
priority one, the vision priority two, and almost
One is 3.
reverse the order on this because what.
Oh,
you-
sure. And that's not listed in order of like priority or importance. That's just listed how it is.
Because
code,
in the-
right, so.
In the world of like, okay, how do we eat this?
Right.
We start
We need a
like,
vision.
okay, we need the vision. We know we want the plan because that goes immediately to the thing that we said we
You
would
called
never
it.
do.
You did call it.
Oh, thank you.
I think we might have got recorded the.
Okay, all right, sorry. Okay. How much is that of discretionary funds is left to replace the? But it would go to the action items and who's assigned, because we could walk out of here saying, okay, we have an action item, to get this thing to start tackling this and to start tackling the vision, and then we can, how
So-
far down we get.
We did this exercise, right? So we all collectively did this exercise and made that workbook. So I can bring that up and look and see what we collectively thought was our number one priority and see where it fits in this and kind of work backwards.
Yeah,
Since
absolutely.
we've done that work already. I just have one question as we go through the process, Brian. This exercise, this report, what is needed to develop the RFQ for hiring someone to develop the plan? Or is this just us doing some busy work? And I don't mean that as an insult.
No, so I would say, one, the RFQ is going to be will be one of your priorities and goals, and then you'll have some action items as far as scope and all that. As part of that number 4 public art
Okay.
plan, that's actually going to be part of this. But all of this will also kind of go into the
Okay.
public. So, it's on both sides of it.
Okay. So,
But keep in mind that,
I have it.
oh, good, you can read it for me now without me opening up.
that a contractor is not going to come and say, let me tell you what you want.
No,
right?
I
He's just
understand. We need.
like
to
a
do-
therapist, they're there.
We have to have a
just
vision.
listen to you
Sure,
and
we
let
have
you
to tell them.
what you want,
Sure.
right? So this is going to help you, I think, articulate
Mhm.
what the information we get, and then they just organize it in a way
Sure.
that's easy for you guys to then reference later as you're
Mhm.
making decisions.
All right, so the first page just said brainstorming summary. That's what,
Yeah,
You want
and
to
that,
have these
yeah, and let me look at that. I didn't put, this is yours. Is that your handwriting?
It is.
It's yours? Okay. That, I included yours in there. I just got Joanna's late, so hers wasn't on here. Oh, you don't have to move. So, oh, you can read it. So this box represents all of these pages are our ideas and they bring them forward to this.
okay,
Okay, so that number 1 box would be all of our number 1 spots through that exercise.
okay. Okay, so priority 1, all the responses were 15 utility boxes, original art from students at JR/HS junior high school. Interpretive center, youth and arts, brainstorming session at center, general ideas, interests, visibility, and recruitment committee members, poetry and writing events in April for Poetry Month.
So when we asked each other what we thought would be the number 1 priority for us to move forward with an action, that's what we collectively came up with
But now I think it's kind of lost with this.
within there.
Yeah,
Well, they
Well, a
fall
little
into
bit.
those categories.
yes, they do, but that they are like priorities
Action
and
items.
goals and action items.
Okay.
This, I think, is me personally, I think we really need to come up with a vision. Like, what is it that we want the art reality to be in Oak Harbor? And I think you started out with a really good thing, inclusiveness, bringing everybody together.
All
via
ages, all
art.
races,
Yeah,
all vision.
I mean, that's the world today, hopefully.
What's the world I want to live in?
Yeah, me too.
Color-wise. Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it would be hard to establish a cultural festival. There's a lot of strong community entities. The
Mhm.
Filipino community
There are.
is really, really strong and active. We have a lot of, yeah, we have a lot of history. And really, I think we need to spend a little more time with the indigenous, the Indian, and Gideon's got a lot of close connections with them because he's on a
And I
board
think
with
the
the tribe.
Navy, there's a lot
And the
of,
Navy.
lot of women with kids, no husbands around, that probably are really missing family and their connections and bringing
Yes.
them all together.
So promote an inclusive community.
Yeah.
Capture that.
Through art.
And art is
Yeah, through art.
dance and
Everything.
music
everything.
and poetry.
I mean,
and-
that's a very simple stated vision that means a lot.
Yeah, and this fest, the doing a cultural festival can just be so many different things, not only just one event either, you know, you can, there's so much potential in that.
And we're, I think, stunningly aware that Oak Harbor looks better than it's ever looked. I mean, the owners of the buildings have redone the building at Dock and Pioneer. It got painted with a new roof and the city turning the little buskers park and then, you know, it's just, if you go down Pioneer Way now, it's incredible compared to what it was 10 years ago.
I've seen some communities do a facade grant that basically gives shop owners some funding help to redo the storefronts, just to make them a little more vibrant.
Yeah,
and
new
fun
door,
looking.
new
Well,
awning.
and I think Main
Oh
Street
my.
has offered that to the owners downtown.
They have.
They have that within their program, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they like
Tried to do it for years.
$5,000 grants or something.
I've always said that when you, I know Cynthia, you probably heard my pitch on this thing. You turn on to come on the island, you get up to Deception Pass, you see the lake, and you're like, oh my God. Then you come up to the bridge and you're like, oh my God, stop, you know, Fred, stop, gotta get a picture. You keep on going, oh, they got a park, let's go down, oh my God, take a picture. And then you keep going up further, and then you go up there, and then you come this DeGuala Bay, the fields out there, and like, oh, this is real pretty, what's that? And then an airplane flies over. Oh, Fred, pull over, I gotta get a picture of the airplane. And then you come up and then you see a windmill, and then you see airplanes on a stick. Ooh, pull over. Oh, you can't, there's no place to pull over. There's a windmill. The hotel, wow. Then you go down, like, keep going, like downtown, historic Oak Harbor. Is that it? Nothing there. Well, let's keep going to the place where we know. Let's keep going to Coopville, Freeland, and Langley. Oh yeah, and let's go to LaConner because we go to the tulip fields. There's no reason it stops here. There's no reason to turn left to go into Oak Harbor. There's no reason to stop. The only reason you come left and turn into Oak Harbor is with the music festival and maybe Holland Happening type of thing. People would come from off the island. So I want to go to our Oak Harbor and we get back to economic development and for the community to be involved. How does the community, you know, put Oak Harbor on the map?
I think that sculpture is gonna change everything. It's gonna be the beginning of something big.
I've done a lot of homework on this idea, on these ideas. So you see me shuffling around a
Yeah,
lot of paper
yeah.
over here. But I have some initiatives that I had jotted down for the Creative Arts Foundation that I've talked with you guys about. And this is taking from sampling again from other areas that have plans and initiatives in place. So if the vision is to promote the diversity through art, I think that's a huge statement. Some other words would to support that would be promote equality, diversity, and inclusiveness through the arts by creating opportunities for local artist makers and to learn and share. I mean, so the words are something that we can fine tune once we get all these things down that Brian's walking us through that lead to those actions. I mean, I can go on.
So.
Strengthen Oak
what are you
Harbor's
saying
creative
then?
ecosystems. I'm talking about what our action.
Yeah,
items would be,
right, so let's step back for a second. I heard a couple different things in there. So we have a promote an inclusive community through art, so equity, diversity, and inclusion initiatives. Beautification of Oak Harbor and a destination draw, you know, really enhance the beauty and why do people want to come and stay at Oak Harbor? So that's kind of, so let's start with number one here and kind of flesh it out a little bit. So what would be your goal to achieve this in the next year or two, right? Because that's what this exercise really is for. This is not your public art plan. Your public art plan is going to be like a 10-year plan. This is a 1 to 2 year plan within our current budget cycle. What would your priorities be? What are your goals that you would want to do to achieve, to feel like, yes, we've made headway and progress in promoting the community as being inclusive through art?
Create a cultural festival.
That's so exciting.
Develop a network to strengthen connections with diverse audiences through the city.
Celebrate cultural.
Great. What's that look like? What's that network look like? I get the idea.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a website? Is that group meetings?
Yeah,
Is
well,
that
I think
an event?
originally, which I've never seen happen, is to bring, and it's on part of our worksheet that Mikhail's looking at, is to bring stakeholders to a table in a town hall style meeting.
Right.
I mean, example of the young lady that was here from our parks or pool, what do they call it? Sorry. I
The
don't
North
know.
would be Parks, Pool, and Recreation.
Thank
District.
you. I don't have children, so I don't go to the pool. But that's an example. So, and there's a list that our Whidbey Community Foundation has online that lists all nonprofits on the island. And there's almost 30 plus nonprofits that are tagged in all arts and culture. And just bring them, not just to hear what their visions and missions are. So stakeholder group meeting, you talk about, not being competitive. So that discussion can be had of finding our similarities.
Coordinate. Hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? What are you working on?
How can we achieve it together?
I think
So I
this
think
group
that-
would be
so-
wonderful to head something like that up.
So I don't think you can get to the cultural festival until you have that group meeting.
So the cultural festival would be an action item.
Yeah, maybe
not-
that is it, yeah.
You can't do one before you do that.
Yeah, we have to assemble the people
that
that are
would be-
interested in representing their culture.
Yeah.
Right,
So the cultural festival then, Brian, would be an action item
it would be, yeah.
supporting it. No.
I probably listed
You
it
like there?
as your goal. The action item is going to be kind of a task list. of
How do you-
How do we
support
create
that.
this,
Okay.
right?
What do we have to
What
do?
are the steps we need to do?
And who,
Yeah, these are going to be our like check mark list that our future agenda meetings. Hey, have we done this? Have we done this? Have we done this?
I think that's the creating a stakeholder group. That in itself, in my opinion, is the greatest obstacle that we have in moving forward in any place in the community, because everyone feels like they have something to say, and whenever there's something implemented, then they are the most vocal about being ignored, right? And so if we have this space where then we start to have these organizations, and also the tendency to only swim in your same pool without reaching out to other pools. So then there's this, like Therese speaking about the Filipino community. Then there's the Asian community, the other Asian community that's not Filipino. There are the LGBTQ, there's the Black community, there's so all these different places, but we all don't interact with them. They're kind of, I call them the hidden figure groups in the communities, because they don't have any kind of the Spanish speaking community. They don't have anything that we know about. It's not, but they have their own cultural groups or meetings and places to center themselves around. And so I think that actively going out, saying nobody showed up because nobody knew, but you only went to the same people that you already knew. You didn't go places, or you didn't talk to people that you don't normally talk to. So I think creating that stakeholder group is like a big part of everything.
It's gonna be an investigation really to just try to find the groups and the connection.
So how would we go about doing it? Do we just need to go to meetings and invite the leaders to?
You have to
some kind
go
of-
out and go to the businesses that you see the people, they're there. You know, you get your nails done. Do you ever ask the people when you're getting your nails done, like, do you live here? What do you do? Do you belong to a group? You don't have conversation with them.
Right.
You have, you know,
But we're looking for cultural organized groups that aren't having a
but you can't
voice.
get to A until you can't get to that part till you know where to go.
Right, but there's lists and collective.
Even without a list, because that's the part in these communities that we don't, that they don't have a list. They only they're in their own circle. They
You're
don't
right about like
interact.
the nail salons.
Yeah, the people in the community here look the same, do the same, are always the same because everybody is the same without even knowing that there are other groups that interact with themselves. You can look at the Filipino community, but they may or may not have a group. You only know them because you saw them doing lumpia at the fair. You have a Hispanic group. You don't know that they have a whole Facebook group called, Latinos in Whidbey. They didn't list themselves as a nonprofit, but they have a whole thing. There's Vietnamese or there's Chinese. These groups of people, you don't have, all Black people don't go to church. So you don't know that they don't have a church group. So these are the different types of things where you have to be able to hi.
But
So
that doesn't stop us from saying that we want to do that.
Right, no.
We want to break that barrier. How we break that
Exactly.
barrier comes further down
Right.
the chain in the action items of what we do next.
Right.
How do
So
we get
Let's
there?
do that.
Yes, so
Let's keep moving
identify
on.
an outreach.
yes,
Who are those groups? How do we best connect them?
that's it.
And I'm gonna
Not solving
I'm gonna shift this one under our organization's coordinate info co-op. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
I think this is also part of a cultural festival, promoting inclusive community through the arts, identifying those groups. This is gonna be a subject that I think we do in those meetings for sure. So I'm just gonna reorganize that a little bit.
And I don't know where it
Thank you.
comes into the vision when we talk about the cultural, but the biggest thing that's causing the cultural is the fact that we're a military town. And that's where a lot of these cultures come crashing in from, is that we're all
But
military.
let's look at it as a positive thing. That's a
But-
beautiful thing. We have all these
but-
extra groups of
right.
people here.
And that's where, that's another link that is
Yeah.
not really, we say that we're a military town, but we have never really embraced each
Yeah.
other and
You're
figured out how
absolutely
to.
correct there.
But this is the part where the art is actually the connector.
Mhm. Yep.
The art
We,
is the connection.
we're not gonna fix everybody, but we can use
Yes,
art as one element of this to okay, maybe that's where the
Yeah,
break in the
big
dam
connector.
is.
Well, and we listed that on key issues, develop partnerships with nonprofits, the school districts, the center, and other organizations with arts and culture features, plus military community.
So how about beautification?
Mhm.
Should we move on?
Well, sorry, you wanna list those one more time? Those
Sure.
groups?
It's on our spreadsheet too.
Yeah.
So partnerships with the school district, nonprofits, the center, and other organizations with cultural focus, including military.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put community on there as well. And sounds like the rec district,
Mhm.
also.
I mean, I know that people that own El Cazador have been here forever and they're strong family oriented, but I think we could tap into their family. They're very community oriented. I mean, you have a relationship with them, don't you?
Mhm.
I mean, we all have different relationships with different people. If we reached out and just asked where the next connection would be, or is there interest in being part of this or connecting me with somebody that would be excited about this? It's just start having the conversations so that we can then form the meeting
Mhm.
and the group discussion.
Yeah.
Beautification would be part of our powers and duties, develop a program for public art, including identifying sources.
So what would be your goal?
For
then
beautification?
Finding
beautification?
places that we could beautify, or, you know what I mean, like
Just
finding,
expanding, oh, sorry.
yeah, there you go.
Expanding outside of Pioneer, because when I was going on this mental journey into Oak Harbor and talking about, well, we've got these planes and and then it just stops until you get to Pioneer. If, I don't know what
If you
can
don't
even be done.
turn, you're not
but
gonna see anything.
I just
on
know most
Pioneer.
people come to Walmart, you come to Oak Harbor to go to Walmart. So I don't think we can make the Walmart parking lot any prettier, but I think that there's stuff
We can paint the
around.
roof.
I mean, shoot. So I'm just trying to think, what outside of Pioneer could we maybe bring because there's the one part going down 20 that's got the beautiful leaf frilly metal sculpture in front, stuff like that. Like,
But there's
that
also
was
the pieces
more-
like when you're coming into town, like when I used to come here before I lived here, and you get hit the signs, you know, the signs that say like Oak Harbor, may the wind sails, hit your sails. But no, I love the signs. I love it because it's like, oh my God, it's so cute, right? Just my opinion. But what's lacking is that nobody keeps it up. It's now over the years, because in the last 10 years, is there like, do we put flowers and we're welcoming and like the signs repainted? It's like,
That's the
it,
garden club.
like it doesn't have,
Well,
but it-
actually, I'll tell you a little story about the signs. So that was brought up when I first joined the commission, and I know we're gonna go down too many rabbit holes. We wanted to either fix them up or tear them down and figure it out. So the Plains was a joint project between the city and the military to welcome our guests. So the one on the north end of town should just be ripped down before it falls down. The one on the south end coming into town just before is
Right.
also, the light is also ready to fall down.
Mhm.
And Blaine, at that point, all those years ago, said that'd be easy to pull those down. They're probably ready to fall down anyway. So then we started talking about finding something that would welcome us on this side of town, or on the south side of town, because the Plains are our welcome sign on the north end. And then those discussions stopped. And that old little rotary sign thing over by the Wingstop and everything was the next first thing you would see coming into town.
Mhm.
And now that that's all developed with the grow out and all that there, it kind of looks clean and
Yeah, it looks great.
prevalent again.
Uh-huh.
So if the one on the south end of town came down too, at least we have that without going out to a call to artists and
Right,
doing this
and
whole welcome to Oak Harbor.
Right,
thing.
it's just even like, but drawing attention to it, so you like, you catch it in your eye. Beautification doesn't necessarily have to be like, hi, but it's just like a kind of a offset. And, if we're able to artistically maintain flowers or, I don't know, a sign, seasonal sign, something seasonal, like that is there. That's portable, easy and cheap. It
Okay,
doesn't
so
have to be overwhelming.
I'm hearing a artistic, beautified welcome corridor, an entry corridor that is like, when you've like left the county and entered the city, because
Right.
it is very well.
That's
Manicure.
not what I mean by beautification, though. I
Okay.
mean, just adding art and interesting things to the town. It doesn't just have to be in the entryways anywhere.
They had that analogy of, when they had to put the buildings at the university, and it's like, okay, where do we put the sidewalks? They had this green, and then you said, well, the students will decide where the sidewalks are, because they're gonna wear out paths, and that's where we'll put the sidewalks in. But if you were to come into Oak Harbor right now and look at where all of the people that stop, right now, the cars will be stopped at the Guala Bay. You will go, anytime you go by there, when that's open, there's people that are stopped there for no reason, just because it looks
Professional.
it looks
and
professional, it
clean.
looks pretty, and
And
it
it's
looks
pretty.
like work that's stopping. If you go to Camino Island and you go to their little roundabout and a little turn over there, they got just a tiny little center there with a coffee shop and some various shops, but they got some art laying out there. And you just look at it, it's big, and you're like,
The
"Pull in
garbage
there."
whale.
let's go get a cup of coffee here. But if you come down to, the minute you get to Oak Harbor and you get by Castile Francis, I still call it Castile Francis, but the minute you go down there, there's nothing to make you stop, turn, nothing to make you look. The only place we got to make you look is really the leaves. You know, and that thing, my wife and I, we get a kick out of seeing that every night when we come, when we drive by there and it's lit up. I'm like, okay, that's the one spot that kind of advertises Oak Harbor.
So Carly, I mean, I
But-
hear, we're all saying the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, and it's working with Parks and Rec at this point of not only beautifying what is in existence as far as parks, but identifying places for art, not just statues, but identifying locations for art to be placed.
And not just Pioneer.
Right.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
Oak
it
Harbor
needs
is so
to
much more than-
be,
But I think that starting with the
People see it.
entryway, like, I think starting with the exits and then working our way in is at least somewhere to start
Mm-hmm.
chewing on this, because obviously there's signs that are gonna fall down, so that sounds like an action item. But, and like, when there's already funding going into beautifying the Pioneer businesses, we don't need to do that so much. There's already school programs to decorate for Christmas, there's already, I feel like focusing on the parts that are outside, and I think it's a great place to start at least.
Because even when I'm sorry, go ahead, Kate.
Well, I'm just trying to connect some things because that's how I think, but we have a huge piece of oak up there and we can cut 2 slabs. And if you've been at South Whidbey State Park, Pat McVeigh can make a sign that has out of oak that has squirrels and whatever we want it to represent what it is. And we already have the tool and the artist, and we can make it happen with the history of the oak tree that we all cried about and dropped yellow ribbons in front of the post office. So we could do it that way, and then maybe in the future do something metal, but we have the history. And if you're talking about Oak Harbor and your sign is this big 3,000-year-old or 500-year-old oak tree, it's up there and it's seasoned and it's ready to go. So, I mean, that's an answer. And the South Whidbey sign is just spectacular. I mean,
I don't remember it. I'll have to
it's on
look
Max
at it.
Welton.
It'd be easy to put like just some flowers or something around the sign, and just that's easy to keep up. Like,
And he paints them, so
And then-
there's gonna be
No,
vibrant
because they have
colors.
to be watered and somebody has to replant them at least every day.
But the part
Four times
where-
a year.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
part
it is
where the
involved.
entries, what you're saying, the entries, just because I'm coming from the tourist side as a tourist, and you like hit that and you're like, when you're, because that's a drive, like you're driving and then you're driving up or down, right, from the ferry. You're like, oh, what's next? And it's like you're going and you're looking. And I was like, oh, there's a sign. It was like Oak Harbor. Look, what is that? Right? Because you don't see anything like Hoopville or whatever. You just kind of hit that corner above the rise and you come into town and you're like, okay, what is this? Something that, regardless if it's a sign by McVeigh or if it's a new sign painted, but it's something that lets people know where they are before they hit that rotary sign down there by the, so now they're like, kind of their interest is piqued. So it's like a door, hey, you are now entering. And then now you drive about, 3 more minutes. And then it's like, okay, this is, oh, they have modern stuff here. There's the Wingstop. Oh, they have a rotary, and you're driving. And then you get down to the corner. Oh, there's that thing on the corner of the Fakima or whatever, that Beeksma Park thing. And then some kind of way, when you get to that part, turning left or going straight or making a right-hand turn to the park, this is where we lose people.
Mhm.
We had our
This
chance.
is where we lose people.
We had our chance because that's where we wanted to put the angel down there where it could be seen. So that's not going there.
But even still, because they're still at the corner, even if it was over there, you would look, but some people would not see it out the right side of their eye. Some people may see it on the front side, however. But when you get to that corner, you're left or you're righting or you're straighting. Somewhere in there, is like something where you want to see people can see at that intersection, like downtown park and beyond. If there's something, I thought about this the other day, I was like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going. It's like, where's the park? I didn't know there was a park there for like 6 months. I didn't.
Or where's the downtown?
You
know,
don't
if
know,
you're
so
new to
you
town.
don't, so
Well,
there's,
and
They have
but I
a
don't know if
design.
there's like a, like on the park on the corner.
Yeah.
What is that, where they put all the signs and the flags or something? That
Oh,
one,
Beechmont
Beechmont?
Park,
that
yeah.
tree needs to come down because you can't see the sign.
Right,
And maybe we put something there that isn't solid. Maybe we do
something
a
where you,
windmill.
what,
That's
something
open.
there that says, why can't we have a bigger sign instead of
Or
the
a
like ones on
totem
the poles, those metal signs that go park? When you can, like, you get to there and then you look and then there's like downtown, colorful, park, whatever.
Like
And
a
then,
directional.
yes, but something that gives direction where you're not going, I don't know where it is, and you either stop or keep
Can
going.
I just rope us all back into
I
Brian?
was just gonna say, yeah, we gotta.
I mean, I think all of us are spouting all kinds of beautiful ideas and action items, but we've gotta get this
Okay.
We
way.
gotta get our power
So,
of duty.
Okay,
in.
so what I'm hearing is that as far as beautification, right? We want to create a more beautified entry, look at replacing the old welcome signs, come with some ideas for how to do that. We'd like to, help me articulate this one. So I know not just the entry, but really the right of ways, right? All
Yeah.
through town.
Yep.
As you drive through
Yep.
town, there should be a feel, a
Mhm.
character, a
Mhm.
theme. I'm not sure how you want to say that, right? But maybe we need to maybe identify a standard look that we're trying to achieve. And that could be everything from, you know, what do our light poles look like? What should the sidewalks look like? What should landscaping standards be? We should have trees every feet. All that goes into creating a unified and pleasing aesthetic to the town. And I think we need to create that. So however you want to say that for the right of ways.
For all right of ways.
What's that?
Just
If we're-
aesthetically
Theme or
pleasing.
something.
If we're gonna embrace diversity, there is something magical about flagpoles, not just flagpoles with American flags on them, but I have 7 on my property, and when the wind blows, it's motion and art, and we could then fly flags of all the communities on I mean, it could be the flags.
That could be, I mean.
I like
Or
that.
hang them on the light poles
Are you talking about like for like throughout town or through the?
throughout
One
town,
area
just
or something.
any
Oh,
place.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, like
The
like the
banners.
banners and stuff.
Well, we could do that, or we could just install flagpoles and put 2 flags per pole,
Right, yeah.
because when they blow in the wind and we have a windy city,
Yeah,
it's constant. I mean, JR's flag was standing at attention yesterday and they make noise.
yeah, no, I like that, because it is
And if we're gonna-
visual, totally visual.
It's very
It's a
visual and
movement.
it represents the diverse community, but if we're gonna embrace that, then we're putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, and utilizing the wind. I like that. Utilizing what we got.
I like the directional, but not just the kind that they would make in the shop down here, make it, the signs are different colors, like when Mary says, you know, you want to go to the splash park, you want to go downtown, you want to go to the library, you want to go to the pool, you want to.
Flags of stuff that we have in town.
How
Yeah,
do
is
we,
there a sign for the splash park? Sorry.
No.
See, that seems to be a draw for
that,
kids.
well,
Why
I
is
was
there
gonna
no
say,
sign?
Windjammer Park is a massive asset. We've got,
We don't advertise.
but we've got something that we could use there. That's an open palette for all sorts of things.
Okay,
So how do
so
we tap into?
designing an aesthetic standard for the right of ways and then public art placement within that, identifying opportunities to place public art. You know, what should it be themed? Should there be, you know, diversity of different art types? You know, communities go both ways. You guys will have to decide that. Maybe your public art client can help you with identifying that. But so art placement and then
There
wayfinding signs.
I'm sorry, there has been art placement markers in the park already.
Okay.
for the rollout of whatever phase we're in. And that included the stakeholders. You were on that original cab board and parks, but outside of our Windjammer Park is what my mind's thinking about, identifying the thoroughways and all the
Okay,
other
so
areas.
with the route, the improvements at Windjammer Park, there's a map that identifies, we want to place art pieces. You don't know what those art pieces are yet, but
Correct.
just,
Yeah.
those are opportunities where. we could
Correct.
And I
put
don't
some-
think it's
okay.
that many.
There are
I'll
so
provide
many
that. I'll
communities
see that.
in this state that have rotational art programs that we could just adopt one that works for us. And there are artists that are willing to loan a community for $500 for 2 years. Their art, it's for sale, and if it sells, that's we get a piece.
Yeah.
30% of the sale, the artist gets exposure, and if they sell their piece, then they have to replace it. Part of the contract is to replace that. And I did get how to put that together from Kate Kammerzell, who might be somebody we would look at hiring because she created the Roche Harbor Sculpture Park, she and her husband Arnie,
Mhm.
and they're kind of in between right now. And she did all these youth programs at the park. They went from breaking ground and then getting the rotational art program. They're all on loan. Those sculptures that are in that park, they didn't buy them. Some of them got bought eventually, but all these art programs, it's all been done. But if we had rotational art, then it's gonna move. And you just find the places that you're gonna have them. And there's artists that are waiting in line and they compete for that 2-year spot in Lake Oswego or in
Well,
Langley.
let's talk about that, you and I,
Okay,
later after.
okay. I'll stop.
No, I'm.
But that's where we're gonna bring extra
Yeah,
art.
I
And
think
when
that
we're choosing the
sounds
art,
like a
maybe we
great
do
way.
go with a diverse artist list. You know, I really want a
I'm not
totem
into,
pole.
yeah, theme art, but whatever.
Let's just pause just for a second, because I keep you guys on topic so we can build out as much of this as possible before we move on. So just going back real quick here, since we're on beautification, we'll start with that. All right, so wayfinding signs. So action items I have right now are work on removing and replacing, identifying locations for different amenities. For the wayfinding signs, yeah. And what amenities to include in those wayfinding signs, where do we place them? What should we be promoting? How do we best grab people's attention and direct them in certain places, right? Light pole attachments, we'll look at the Windjammer art placement and then identify other opportunities, places best for that. Anything else with beautification? Before we go back, I want to jump back to the inclusive community.
Can we cut down the park next to the chamber?
Rotary Park? That's the school
property.
district. No, can't do
That was
it.
gonna be our sculpture park. We already had,
It's a horrible space.
well, they
You have
could,
to go to
they
school.
could cut the 6 trees and remove the roots and it wouldn't be that bad.
It's just horrible.
And then they're gonna redo the pickleball courts.
No, they're not. School's not gonna do it.
No, so the pickleball courts,
There's a nonprofit and there's some grant money and then there's some money coming from the city.
all there is the city put up 50,000 in refunding. This was originally a project that was meant to be done at Neal Park for $80,000. And 38,000 of that was supposed to come out of donations. No one donated. So they decided, okay, well, maybe we could save some money and fit it within that 50,000 at the schools pickleball courts. And they went and got some quotes and nothing happened after that. I'm guessing because they came back so high. So council asked me to pick this back up. When I looked into it and met with some contractors, I mean, it's like $190,000 to redo the courts there. So the options are going to be, well, this is school district property, it's school district facilities. The North Woodby Recreation District are the only ones that really program on it. Why is the city doing a project for the school district?
Right.
So either we should have, if council wants to appropriate additional funding for us to just go ahead and do it for them, we'll do that. Or kick it back, we'll give the 50,000 to school district and say, hey, here's our donation to you, renovate your courts. And they can partner with the recreation district if they want to, or however they want to do that. Or we go and take that funding, leverage it with a grant match and build some new courts. And I think we do that, we'll probably shoot big and get some nice indoor courts, but we'll do that at one of the city parks. So that's on a council agenda coming up here in a couple weeks.
But given that that is school district property, and we have, that's one of, we talked about inclusive stuff, and we want to talk about kids and youth. And we have money that we could, even in the art commission, to use for the school district or schools. It's like, okay, there's an area that the school owns that they might want to do something with, and we could use, that would be a separate kids place.
It's definitely an underutilized.
Underutilized.
space.
It's underutilized, and it's, you pass that.
It's pretty visual.
Which one is it? What is it? What is the space that we're talking about?
It's right next to the
Farmer's
chamber.
Market.
Where
The
the
old
farmer's
farmer's
market used to
market
I've
be.
been here for 2 years.
Yeah,
so-
okay.
Next to the
Back
Chamber of
row.
Commerce
Just
building
north of the
with
leaves.
Thrive?
Just, what, does it have a name?
No.
It's called Rotary Park.
Okay.
It's a
thank
hole in the wall.
It's right
Yeah,
where
it's on the
Toppins
west-
is,
it's
and
on
where
the
they always
school
sell
district.
Christmas trees in the winter.
Just north of
But I don't
the
think pickleball courts are an art project.
middle school.
No, that's,
Sorry.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
several
sorry.
of the,
How much this is us? How much
Eric
this is-
and one of the new two, really want to see us involved with kids and art. And been in a park in Stevenson, Washington that has, it's sculpture, but it's musical instruments, and they're bright colors and they're huge, like a giant xylophone and things that make and turn that into a musical park that you can gather and make
Sounds good.
music. And you drive by and it's,
It-
you can buy it
See it.
online right
But
now.
on the big
music.
picture of things, that is working with a group on their property and coming up with some sort of partnership to do something there.
But that's where that partnership.
So that's an
place is.
action item, correct?
But that's something that you drive by when we were talking about making a sculpture park.
There you go.
What is
Yeah.
this? What is over there?
Yeah, it's very visual, that's for sure.
And so these things, they're huge and they're colorful and they make noise. And so there could just be noise festivals and just have music. That would be a destination to take your kids to and let them just
Yeah.
burn some energy. It's a,
They're going there anyways because that's where all the soccer games are
get
and
the stumps
everybody's there.
removed and make some trails and,
Music and Rotary Park.
because there's parking.
Yeah, no, it's a win-win. I don't,
It's in the middle of a lot of stuff that we can't do anything about. There's a lot of like shopping and stuff in that area, so I feel like that would be a good place to put something that people are just walking by, and it's just a way to put some art in a shopping area.
Pickleball court is a dance floor,
yeah.
right?
Partnering with the school
Yeah.
district. too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know?
I like that. I hadn't thought about that.
Okay.
Oh my.
It wasn't the school's idea to put a pickleball court there. So
And how many,
That-
how many kids play pickleball?
That-
Is it
that-
more of an adult thing?
that was,
I don't.
that just
You know,
is,
that's
was a
what I
tennis
would-
courts that existed and then it turned into pickleball.
I don't think the school district cares about the
I don't think
They
I
don't-
do
They haven't-
either.
We
Yeah.
were gonna rent it for like $10 for 20 years or something. It was
Mhm.
just a really cool idea, but Lance politicized it.
But we can revisit. So it's something to revisit down the road.
Yeah,
and it's an
definitely.
opportunity.
I'll throw it out there just as venues.
Yeah,
parks,
I like
Venues, Rotary Park, identify opportunities for Rotary Park, have a discussion with the school district as an action item.
Yeah, give it a facelift and throw in some musical instruments. We could do that, like that. The bulk of them are like somewhere between $1,200 and $2,000. And they're just big and bright.
Placemaking ideas.
One random idea, I don't know if this is the appropriate time to throw it in there, but one random idea that I've had for just parks, if there's any random space, the way they did that Buskers Corner in Pioneer, if we could set up some kind of like permanent outdoor stage area so that people can use, maybe they can, like local artists can rent it for their own shows, maybe. Is this- Yeah,
Go for it.
So can we write down a buskers program? It's really easy in Windjammer Park.
I'm
Where
sorry,
we-
what's it called?
In
Buskers.
What is it?
So it's where you
Yeah.
identify spaces in the park where someone could go to the city, apply for a permit, $10
Yeah.
for the week or the month, and they go down and
Like
play their
entertainment
guitar.
license.
Yeah.
And I go down there
Like the
with my little
Statue of
magic
Liberty.
table, put my hat out,
Yes.
do a magic show, people stop
It's
by.
just
Last
developing
summer,
a-
I had a friend that he packed up all of his DJ equipment and went to the parking lot in Windjammer.
Yeah.
And just did it till the police shut him down, because that's all you can do.
So
But
the
it was a great
Buskers
time,
program-
and people
It was
were
a great
stopping by,
time,
it
yeah,
was,
that
it was at
people
night, and it was
liked it.
adults, but like,
Yeah.
it was fun.
You
and-
should have went to.
Oh, I wanna do
And
that.
it was,
I
oh
need a
man,
friend.
lost the opportunity.
I spelled it right. Buskers.
Yeah, Buskers, yep.
Chalk art on the sidewalks in the
The
park.
very simple program to look
we
at
talked
as a
about that one
comparison
too.
is that Pike Place Market. They've been doing it forever and ever. And the permitting
Pike Place.
for those artists that want to participate is minimal, but it is a little bit of income to our
Oh.
program.
To the program, but then they get tips and they're
Mhm.
getting to, you
Right.
know, work on their craft.
Yeah, because I'm like, we need like more money to the artists, more money.
Well, and
more
what that
opportunities
does
to the
then,
artists.
what that does then, it controls, not controls, it allows us to select the professionalism or the level of professionalism that are placed.
And even to curate like the tone of the night kind of thing, because so expanding on this like permanent kind of stage, it not only, it's gonna be there forever and we'll have control over it. We can set up weekends, we can have it much easier to have diversity weekends, to have specific cultural appreciation weekends, a jazz festival every couple months through the summer. Other kind of events besides just the music festival, still keep people's attention on that. But hey, when it's not the music festival week, we've got all this other crazy, awesome,
Yeah.
cheap music stuff going on through the rest of the summer. And yeah, it just seems like a lot less work, definitely permanent setup.
Mhm. We will be permitting for a summer concert series again this year, by the way.
Well, and that's a permanent stage there. It has electricity where they're doing their concert series.
Where?
At the pavilion in Windjammer. The
Oh.
fee for that right now is $200 a day. Am I right?
I've got a lot of like research I
lot.
need to do as far as Oak Harbor itself, because like I'm new here and I don't know like the geography so well. But yeah, so I'm gonna go do my own homework on what all these spaces are.
Well, and there's that really nice gazebo in Smith Park that begs for entertainment, or down at the yacht club. They moved it down to the yacht club park. What's Catalina? Is that Catalina?
Catalina Park.
Down by the yacht club. There's a little gazebo in that little pocket park
Yeah.
that's right on the water.
There's, and
That's got power too.
what's that sad little park that it's right on the end of Midway? It's got like one little path that goes through it and one of those roundy things that needs to be pulled out.
It's
Gosh,
Smith
that a
Park.
gazebo- Is that Smith
That's-
Park with
that's
the
the
little
oak tree
wooden
park.
gazebo? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. See, I know where, I know things, I just don't know where they are.
They moved,
Um,
it went from there down to Hall Ramsey and then Hal Ramsey, and then
Smith
out to.
Park, that's a sad little park that gets some attention.
Oh my God.
Well, it's got a lot
People
going on.
love that.
with
park.
the
Yeah.
native-
With all the.
Yeah, so I
There's
wonder if
a-
there's
there's
a
a big
reason it
deal.
looks like that,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it is,
because those trees
it's a
love it.
park
Looks like
that
Death Trap.
was a
There's a
park
name and the-
before the city was incorporated,
Uh-huh,
and they're trying to keep it as a historic park.
uh-huh.
So we're looking at improvements with that.
Yeah,
We're
cool.
gonna take out that light pole, we're gonna put in an underground conduit, spruce up the gazebo, put light in the gazebo,
Mhm.
replace the pathway with an ADA appropriate pathway, put in some safety lighting bollards or something like that. We're going to take the two granite pillars that are just kind of sitting there on that west side
Mhm.
and actually erect them and carve in Smith Park, maybe
Oh,
put
nice.
the
Yeah.
gate on it. And then we're going to take the southwestern portion, it's kind of heavily treed right there, so it's hard to do maintenance anyway, and turn that into a botanical garden for the garden club
Nice.
for their centennial, which is this year. We'll
Okay.
put a plaque commemorating that on that boulder that has a flat face on one side. And then we'll look at like, all right, how do we make improvements to this while like celebrating the historical nature of it? So maybe
Yeah.
like some wrought iron things, or I don't know, something.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. Like,
My thought is always just like the trees and the land did nothing wrong. Everything that came after that could have been looked at
yeah,
a
like
little
I
bit
think
better.
playground equipment probably should just be removed.
Yeah.
And just let it be a nice little naturey picnic
Yes,
park. And
yes.
So
And
that's what I'm trying to
half
say,
of the
is
year,
keep it
it's in a
interesting.
botanical type of a program where they don't mow it so that the native flowers.
they were
and
trying to
grass-
push that, but we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Fire department was
I
like,
think
no.
they were just that.
They sold it because they were short-staffed.
You bring up because we keep saying park, this park. So that's not art, that would be art supporting the park. So
The
I mean, the
parks are art.
parks are there, and that's like Parks and Rec. And then it would be, and talking about crossing over is like, how can we support Smith Park, not taking it over? How do we support Windjammer Park, not taking it? So am I
Right.
making myself
Yeah,
clear?
yeah.
We aren't responsible for Smith Park. We are not responsible for putting lights in there.
But we could certainly
But
help.
what can we do to help them move it along when they have a vision for their park of what they want the park to do? That's where these relationships come up, where we be in close contact. Okay.
So it's actually to flip it, what vision do they have? We can't, that is also one of the problems. We can't go in someone's house and tell them how to decorate it.
No, but pretty much everything you're talking about with beautification also lands very squarely with the
Yeah.
Parks Board, right? So I think, and there's always opportunities for you guys to collaborate together. And
And that,
that happened quite a bit in other cities I worked in, the Arts Commission and the Parks Board.
that's what
Have a lot
I,
of
somewhere's
joint
in there, we have to set up that.
Collaboration.
And which is one of the reasons, now that everybody's here informally, I went to your parks meeting last month. And Cynthia and I were talking that it'd be probably a good thing for us to make sure at least one of us goes to your meeting, just so that we can get a feel of what's going on there, because you're doing the same thing with the parks. You're going through this exact same process, and some of it overlaps. And that was like after their meeting where I talked to a couple of them, I said, hey, you need to talk to Brian and have him get in here for lunch. But we can certainly come there and send people there
And have people then come here.
and
Yeah.
invite them to come to our side.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I kind of think of it as like, if like art is the hypothetical in the cloud and the parks are the vehicle. So it's like art is the virus and we need a body to put it in.
Yeah.
So everybody is gonna catch this art virus if we can just get in there. So I hope that we can make it less like we're telling people what to do and how to run their programs, and more just like, hey, we've got all this money that we want to spend on art here. Like, how can we get you to do this?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, revamping Flintstone Park, revamping Sumner Park, because I know their playground equipment is like not in this century. That we've got a ton of parks, and if the program is gonna start rehabilitating these parks, that's something that a lot of other communities don't have. They have, like Coopville has a couple of parks, the little waterfront one and then the one up on the hill. But we've got 30 or 40 parks.
But it's
And
good to be able to partner with the parks, like RJ said, and then when these things are happening where they're revamping or whatever, then to bring attention to it, then the Arts Commission shows up and says, we're gonna sponsor whatever artistic things with kids
And
as this opens up. So it's like sponsoring the event. So sponsored the event, whatever, sponsored by the Oak Harbor Arts Commission in conjunction with
Yes,
the Oak Harbor Parks and Recs. And so then now we have this symbiotic relationship of support and validity. Because there is that part about validity. It's some community members about what the Arts Commission is actually doing and participating. So the optics are really good, I think.
You're just speed typing all this stuff.
No, I'm not.
She's like, what?
How are we doing?
I'm not
How are
taking
we
minutes
doing?
of this meeting.
Oh, okay, you're just,
It's like,
oh, you're doing the Wordle. Okay, I got it.
All right,
leave me alone.
let's see, going back here then, to the inclusive and DEI initiatives. So a cultural art festival, action items for that.
I see mariachi bands and drumming and
So develop
Dancing.
the activities.
And relationships.
But
think
yeah,
it-
develop
Relationships are the primary
with-
because
And,
We'll have a lot
and,
less to do if we just get into.
identifying the
communities
groups.
that already have
I don't know what to, until we put that out to say, everybody come in the room,
right,
that event. I say, yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah, right, Spanish, Mexican, we do a mariachi thing, I don't know, Filipino, yeah, we do a lumpia set, I don't know that stuff,
All
but.
right, so develop a vision for what should this include?
But if we announce and say, hey, at the senior center, we want to invite this thing and
create it.
create it. And
Who would
start,
be interested?
come on down.
And I think we have to avoid this part of cultural appropriation without, like, yeah, we're gonna have mariachis because that's what we think it is, when maybe that's not what it is.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
We don't know, so we need to be able to create.
So like
you
a
said.
listening session, right?
Yes,
From-
Yeah.
what's
Let-
important to
Let
you?
these
This-
communities tell us.
That we
What they
just,
want
at a
to-
table on a whiteboard, very similar to this, it's like, okay, get some ideas, because we want to, how do we do it? How would we incorporate this for this cultural awareness? And what's the next steps? What are steps we can do?
Joe just said it, these communities already have their
They celebrate.
celebrations and we just.
Yeah, but
invite
we
them to
haven't
have
brought
them
them,
together.
we haven't brought everybody in the room.
Yeah.
To try to coordinate anything.
Yeah.
And they don't owe us the time to come to us with their
Nope.
information. We need to get in there and we need to go meet them and tell them, we have a stage for you. We would like you to do what you do already and let us help you do it more for more people. I think that's just a more positive way to go.
If we do anything, because maybe it is, okay, we got this, I don't know how we can play, like, because we certainly don't want to bog them down and become a wrench in their process and whatever they're doing. It's like, how can we help them? How can they help us? And how can we help the community?
Mhm.
So what's the best way for everyone to create win-win situations out of it? But we don't know who all these groups are until we advertise it to have
I think a lot of work also is avoided by not trying to reinvent the wheel with some things. Like I love going through the exercise and find what the example is, right? What's the best practice? Is there a community out there that you go to for their inclusive events, for their, diversity celebrations or whatever? Is there a standard that you're like, we should be like that community? We would like to have these kind of things.
Not here.
What are those? Where are those communities? Identify those and look at it and say, yeah, we could do something like that here and talk to them. Most of these communities, like, they would love to help you do your own celebrations or events similar to what they're doing.
Okay,
They love
so
sharing their
I
expertise.
think I will go into the unknown and like introduce myself to people and say, we are and would like to know about your culture and community and invite you to this.
I would do that too if you didn't want to go by yourself. You know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
just
You don't-
like, we'll split up,
Yeah.
double it up.
Yeah, I
because-
would love to do that, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the problem, well, I'm gonna just identify the problem. You can't just keep going to the same well and drinking the water and going, how come the water doesn't taste different? It's because you keep drinking the same damn water. So, well, where do I find water? You got to look in different places. I don't know where to look. So then you get caught in that I don't know cycle and then you don't do anything. So it requires effort. And here, because of this community, because this community is what it is, there are hidden communities in this community that are thriving and they have their own centers of influence and structures, and we have to reach out and allow them to feel that there's an opportunity to be included and an opportunity to be accepted as they are, and not be identified based on what we read in a book or think that they might want, because that is a problem as well. So.
I think, yeah, yes, I'm glad you said that.
It's more of a goal of listening session? Is that what you want?
Yeah, like trying to just invite, like what day, like, when do we want to have it? And then just go to these different businesses or communities or churches
Or
or
just put an ad
whatever.
in the paper maybe. and
Nobody
ask
reads
if
a paper.
anybody's-
paper. Because
Well,
there's
we have
such,
one outlet
we
to
got
get
more,
some
yeah.
people, you
Have-
might
have
find
it promoted.
one of
Would
those
we have
diverse
the
groups that
listening-
you're talking about. that
yeah,
Would we have
doesn't-
the
you wouldn't
listening
know about.
session at the center?
yeah,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it should be a public.
it's a public, so.
Well, I think then getting the community aware that this is not
That-
the senior center anymore, it's the center for your community.
Yeah, I just think the part for the outreach is that we can't use the same old things.
But
There's
we've never been a thing.
Mary.
You're saying go take them to the well, and we keep drinking the same, we never even thought of going to the well.
Yeah.
So that doesn't even
Well,
exist.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I think we
Okay,
got
I
some
know.
good items there. You want to talk about destination draw, or you want to kind of go back up to partnering and info sharing with other art groups?
That kind
Let's
of
get on
hand in
that
hand,
one.
I think, with the
Yeah.
cultural outreach. That could be part B of it.
Well, let's talk about, so
The art group.
what is it that you want to do with this? So we want to partner and info share with them. Why? What are you hoping, what's your outcomes? What are your goals and priorities
Promote
with that?
art.
Yeah,
Shoot, we don't
to
have to waste
understand
money
their
on stuff
their
we do.
vision and their goals and see where they overlap with each other and then help promote.
We're not duplicating efforts.
And to promote economic development in our communities.
Which does
And
promote,
amongst our
out of the
artists.
tourism aspect comes the economic development piece of it.
And this girl that came in pretty much epitomizes all of that. No, we had no idea what she's thinking of doing
Right.
something. And she's not the only one. There's a lot of other people. Hear their ideas and get everybody in the room. Oh, that's good. Nobody ever thought of that.
I have a question and I don't know.
Just
Whatever. So trying to get the community involved, then how do you reach them? How do we ask that question? Like, what can the art commission do for our town? How do we get that out? And not Facebook. Or if maybe is it Facebook? I'm not on Facebook, so I don't.
Well, part of that will happen during the public art plan. We do it in a number of different ways. We do open houses and listening sessions. We do stakeholder group interviews where you guys will identify, hey, here's everyone we want to hear from specifically. And they will go and sit down and interview them, both organizations as well as individuals. And then they do surveys, they do public surveys. So they send out surveys in different ways. Sometimes they do it door to door, sometimes they just send it out online.
Well, since we're getting money from the water and could we send it out in their water bill? a
Yep,
survey?
yep.
Why don't we do that? Something like that. I know
Yeah.
that's.
And we'll have them
completely
at
out of
we'll have them at our
No, that's-
facilities at
that's
City
action
Hall.
items,
and-
Yeah,
Yeah, and you have to take this multiple approach because we have such a diversity of how people get their information
Right.
today, right?
I.
You know,
completely understand that.
older adults don't necessarily always, go through,
Go
some of them
on.
don't even use email. Especially for like some of the older seniors in our community or younger kids. But you want to get, a full cross section. So
Right.
you got to hit all kinds of different ways.
Is there any kind of I know we have the newspaper, just like the Whitby, whatever newspaper. Is there any Oak Harbor newsletter that goes out? Is there a city newsletter?
Yeah, so we have a couple of them.
Okay.
I know the Marina does one, the center does one. Eventually, we're going to create an activity guide for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Cool, okay.
And that's usually a really good sort of one-stop go-to for, hey, here's what's going on in the community or.
Okay, because I just picked up a little pamphlet at work about all the activities that are going on the south end of the island, and I've never seen something like that
Right,
around
yeah,
here.
and
So
hasn't
I'm like,
existed before.
that would be a
Yeah.
great way to get this information out.
If you turn to
people.
one of
Have
those pages, you'll
semi-annual
see me doing
newsletter.
magic camp down there
I
this
saw your
summer.
ad, yep.
Now, I know the paper has like an events calendar that they do.
Okay, okay.
And that's you submit, the groups submit that, the paper doesn't go out and seek it, you
Yeah.
submit
Yeah,
your
right.
entry. your
Yeah.
Would be weekly.
information.
And the
Oh,
Whitby
yeah,
Weekly has
probably.
it, too.
So what I'm hearing from this is, okay, we need to identify who are all the players in the art world that we want to make sure that we're partnering, getting information from. We want to look at who's doing what, and then how do we promote those efforts and programs? How do we create a hub for information, a place where someone could go and say, hey, I want to take an art camp this summer, or hey, I would like to get into pottery, or hey, I'm a local artist. I would like to look for work. How can I find who's looking for consignments?
Or I'd like to teach a class.
Yeah.
So there's Robert Sanders has started, he has a web-based marketing called On Our Own Arts. And I think he started this web thing like maybe even like less than 2 months ago. And I think he has like 1,000 followers. And he's done like giveaways, just like collecting like donations from business owners, and then creating like a scavenger hunt, or even people in the group saying, you know, who's going to win this prize. And then so 1,000 people who are artistic that are just on Whidbey that he's collected just by word of mouth, which is a place for the Arts Commission to also reach out, because there are all kinds of people. They're not in like my wheelhouse of people, but they're like people, they're millennials, and they're people of color, and they're just a different dynamic group of people to reach out to. And for the Arts Commission to be on that page with that, and then be like, just to show up in a, maybe not a sponsorship way as far as money, but like advertising way, to say that the Arts Commission is having this event. Because then this taps into another demographic of people that we don't touch. These kids or younger people between the ages of like 18 to 32 or 33. They're not really, they're working, but they're still hanging out, but they still have aspirations and dreams. And we're just like this space but they also have the connectivity to like amp things up and make things important, because they have small kids as well. So.
One thing I'd like to do is, Cynthia, if you could get the groundwork for a busking program and bring it to city council and have them provide us with a permit that's very affordable and a path to actually implementing that. I think right there is just, that's exciting.
And it's easy.
It's-
It should be very easy.
Yeah, I mean, there have been people that just sit down at the chairs in front of Popsies,
Mhm.
and, you know, just to hear, you know, acoustic guitar when you're walking down the street, it's cool.
Mhm.
One thing we had talked about was Art's website. I gave you guys an example of Grand Junction as a good,
Mhm.
so that, you know, they have a map showing all the public art places. It's a GIS type thing, so it has layers. You can click on it, it'll tell you the artist, and have a picture of the public art piece and information about it. It shows you a route for an art walk. It'll have a list of local artists and their information, and that's a voluntary thing. So if people are looking for an artist for whatever medium for a project, it'll have information on you guys and the process for, like it might have like donations. It'll have like a list, links to cultural events that are happening, or art programs, different things like that. So we put website as one of our goals, development. of
Yes.
that.
Yes, please. And that's something that we tried to launch a couple years ago, and kind of stumbled over how this group would best support staff to get that done. And we even have a shared link out
Okay.
on Google or something that we started throwing pictures at, and Sabrina gave us outlines on how much text can be in online and all these rules.
Right.
And then it just didn't.
And
There's not enough
I-
staff, like,
But
it
yes.
seems like.
And it is
Yeah.
social media too.
So I'm not, I mean,
Here.
I'd like you to tell us how we, as Arts Commission individuals, can support the website getting
created.
launched. Yeah,
So I have a question going back, all the way back to the vision.
Mikhail, how's your time during the day?
No, but I,
I know, that's right. City staff should-
so the city did get a new website and, under Sabrina, but I do a lot of content, a lot of the updating. What we need from you is to feed us the content. And, because that's the part we don't have to go research pieces and make sure that the content's correct. But if you feed the content, we can get it up as soon as you.
Are there guidelines though that are printed that we could look at to, so we know we're giving you the correct content?
No. So we have a new robust website. So I don't know if that website, the prior website was very restrictive on what you could do with pages. We have a really robust system now. It can be pictures, we can put graphs, we can put almost anything. So that might be
for social
like
media
like a
available,
subgroup. Mhm,
Instagram.
mhm.
Can we have a
We
website?
have Twitter, Instagram,
At
the
very
YouTube
least-
feed.
Yeah, at the very least, there is that chamber developed trifold that was just an art walk with all the pictures and descriptions of what art is installed here in town. And we have a video that Kip did about art in Oak Harbor. I mean, at the very
Yep.
minimal.
Okay,
um,
can you resend those to
yes,
me?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
I think we have the video, but.
I think what really bogged this down before is that there was not really staff assigned to these
Yeah.
areas, right? You had Gideon,
Yeah.
who's
He's
engineer, mostly working
yeah.
on art placement.
We never had this meeting. We
yeah.
we never had this type of meeting. We asked to have this kind of meeting and it didn't materialize the way we had envisioned it. So we didn't talk about this at all.
I'm aging out in November and nothing even close to this has occurred in 8 years.
So,
It's
but
exciting.
now it's happened. We've created a Parks Rec department. We've taken arts in. So we are taking the senior services division and we're transforming that into a recreation and arts division.
Cool.
So you'll have, so Liz Lang, Carly, Christina, and then we're hiring on a new coordinator. It'll be a full-time position that will do arts and recreation programming, and they'll be helping me with a lot of this stuff. So we'll have a dedicated full-time person that we can throw at a lot of this. Plus, they'll have a support staff of 4 other people.
Now, I would like to
So exciting.
propose a question to you guys and to the group. Because, okay, we're gonna come out here, we can come out with some action items on this. But we're not even close to being done.
No, but you guys,
But
good, good
would it
progress.
be, would it be advisable to do this meeting, a meeting similar to this every month, the week prior to our meeting?
That is what the Parks Commission asked, or Parks Board asked as well. And I wouldn't deny you guys if you wanted to do that. So that's.
I think it's not gonna get done if we don't.
Because what that means is we take another bite of the elephant. And then when we go to, and we have our meetings become more focused, even if we decide to dive into it further. But if there's any action items that we can go and vote on and, you know, and take those short ones.
Yeah, like, so we'll put all this into the spreadsheet and send it out to you guys.
Okay.
I mean, you can take pictures if you want, but don't worry, we'll
Okay.
get it, we'll capture it all. Yeah, but I mean, right, we still need to talk more about the art plan. There's other areas as far as the vision. I mean, I think you created some good things for us to start tackling here. You could even have probably one more. I would keep it to no more than 4 for each one of these, like I said, just because we only have so much scope and time, right? But yeah, talk a little more about venues like an art center. That's going to be a process, so I'd rather like start on it sooner rather than later. Talk about more about how to support local artists, and then the art plan is going to be a big one, and that's probably going to take a whole board just by itself. But we're kind of coming to the end of our time. I wanted to review what you guys had already put on that sheet.
and see what's matching up with what you had done there, and if there's anything that we want to have further
I was gonna
discussion
go
on
there,
with it. So you had put develop an arts and culture plan. Let's see, identify, foster, and promote stewardship of existing programs. So I think we captured that here. Promote the positive economic impacts of arts and culture, the arts and culture have on communities. So that's kind of, that probably goes with, see if it goes with anything we've thrown up there. I mean, promoting the,
Could
promoting
be
the
under
arts.
vision somehow.
Right, and under vision, right. So this talks a little more about the economic impact side of it. You know, how do we basically educate city leadership on why arts is important and the benefit it gives to the community? Things what we're trying to capture there. Develop partnerships. So we talked about that. Promoting existing art programs. Talked about that. Website presence, QR codes on existing art. Oh, that's a good thing we could flesh out a little bit too, is for existing art pieces, informational signs, maybe developing a uniform plaque or something. I love the idea of a QR code, but having like the artist information on there.
I did a little research on, I started with some of the zoos. You know, like press the button and listen to what the zoo animal is you're looking at. And there's some very sophisticated ideas out there that are pretty slick.
And the Price Sculpture Park has the QR codes and they just pop up and you get to, I was lost somewhere and I was like, it's in the trees. I couldn't see the piece of art.
Yeah.
I was
Pegasus.
like,
Pegasus.
right?
Pegasus.
But I couldn't see it, but I was like, and then, but I saw the QR code, right? And I was like, that was interesting. And I was like, wow. And that's easy. And then there is somewhere else I did hear, like when you do the QR code, then it starts talking and it'll talk. So depending on how we set it up, but those are simple. They're like, and at this point they're low tech.
We could just copy what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that overlaps with Parks and Rec because it would be something that's uniform, just like our storyboards
Mm-hmm.
and benches and everything else that's
We could
picked
just
up.
reach out to Scott and ask him, what's the program? How did you do it? And
Mhm.
can we copy you? Can you lead us by the hand and let this happen for Oak Harbor?
He's part of the chamber now.
Up here
Mm-hmm.
or in Coopville?
No, I think he joined the chamber last time I was there.
Oh,
All right, so we have some action items around that one. Celebrate diversity, talk quite a bit about that. Partnerships. Arts Commission should be a catalyst to bring government, arts and culture and private sectors together for public benefit. It kind of goes with creating that stakeholder group, right? Bringing everyone together. Identify existing stakeholders. Okay. New events are endless. So you guys want to talk about events, youth art events, dances, yoga in the park, movie night, poetry in the park. So
I think we would just have a DJ in the parking
Okay, can you be shocked?
lot. No, because I went to one in California.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, a DJ in the park and a movie night are the two top family, in my simple things that families.
the
can
city has
participate.
to own a screen, or can you acquire one and the equipment that's just good old clean family
that
fun,
and like
laying
the
on a blanket in the
outdoor
park.
Skating rink, it's all, and of course it boils down to staffing too, right? Like the chamber did a great job years ago with that outdoor skating rink and tried to hand it over to the city, but it's staffing issues. There's staffing issues for the chamber and for the city.
insurance.
And
With
well, and
insurance
just to even, to find
Insurance.
the volunteer space.
insurance.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just like, no, no skates.
But movie night and
Yeah.
dance night
Yeah.
in the
That's
park.
the movie night, I was thinking like film festival, like
Yeah,
this, I try to think as big as possible and then what's actually like realistic. But besides just having a screen, I mean, I was talking about we have a theater in town with 3 theaters in it. Why can't we have a relationship with businesses? Like, why are we
Absolutely.
so isolated in this little group?
You have a
that doesn't-
playhouse
We
that
have-
has a screen that
We have a
even did a
playhouse.
film festival.
Oh, when? How long ago? When was that?
Pre-COVID, believe me, I've talked to the Playhouse about that.
Yeah, like things just aren't.
Are they open to joining the community?
They're more than open.
I
Yeah.
mean, Sue and
Nobody
Jim, I mean, the
promotes
people
them.
that are,
No, they've got all new leadership in there, and they even approved me to use their Star Studio to do Magic Camp, but that was not approved for ever. So now I can use their facility.
that's awesome.
That's great.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is, you guys would like to see and develop and promote special events.
Yeah.
Something fun for the family, for
Yeah.
everyone to do on the weekends and throughout, something that activates the spaces in the community.
Can we put a B or an A under that
Yeah.
and write the interpretive center underneath that as events?
Are we allowed to use that, Brian? Are they gonna reopen the interpretive center for,
They asked me to go look at it and decide what to do with it.
So the idea came when the park was launched and the
built
Splash
something and
Park
not
was
using it.
opened before the pandemic. If that, and when you look at the space, keep this little idea in mind, or this idea not little, but to have it as a rotating calendar. So Deception Pass Park Ranger could come in, somebody from the library can come in, maybe walk the park and read the storyboards that along the waterway. But that space is actually a community space to bring in organizations or other entities to promote their education for kids or the public.
Yeah.
You know, the ranger could walk through the park and talk about our wetlands and what plants are around and birds and all that kind of stuff, but.
Yeah. So to maybe bring this down to something that you can actually bite off. What does that look like in the next year or two? Like, let's put a number to it. Like, how do you know, okay, we have achieved it for this
We've
portion
got
of what
this
we're trying to
goal.
do? Like, is that 3? And also keep in mind that all these, especially creation of things like this, there's a budget number attached to
Yeah.
it. You guys have a budget you can pull from, and we can go to the city and say, hey, we would like to create a special arts budget out of the general fund. You know, maybe we match that with the arts fund or whatever that is. But
Can we answer that question after we have these listening sessions and we
Sure,
we
yeah.
identify these other groups,
Mhm.
be nonprofit businesses or privately owned businesses or mama who makes lumpia in the kitchen before we put a goal to that?
yeah,
will do all of us at the table feel like we might have some people that we can connect to that they could push us toward?
For invitations.
Yeah, just to get the word out and like just,
So we would need a venue and a date,
Mhm.
so we could communicate that to people.
Well,
center.
the center would be a nice place. It's big
Mhm.
enough.
well, and
Not
then
right now,
reintroduce the
yeah.
people that come to that the opportunities that are at the center or could be at the center.
Are you cross sailing again? Selling?
I actually,
I wanna stay home some weekends.
I missed one of these, so you actually have one other one, and that's code, which really is related to like public policy around arts.
And that's within the plan though, right?
Yeah, one of your powers and duties is
Oh.
to actually go back and revise and update the code related to your powers and duties,
Mhm.
and go back to council and advise them on policy and different things like that. So we can talk about that one.
And you
But-
mentioned that it's been your experience that the code update is done after the plan is placed, that the code
Yes.
doesn't drive
Yeah.
the plan.
Yep, that is correct. All right, I think you guys did a lot of progress today. Good job.
So
Yeah,
can we
thank you.
put this down for
Next month?
next month?
Wait, when is the next
What
one?
day?
Can we
Maybe you'd
not
like to
do
do
it
it the
like-
week before?
Before we go,
This is chamber luncheon day, this Thursday.
so yeah, let's not do, it wouldn't, let's not do it on a Thursday.
I really can't be, I mean, is this gonna continue to be during the daytime? Because I work.
No,
So it's
And we
just
can
like,
only do so many of these.
Oh,
okay, we're not gonna be, this is not gonna be, because we just want to walk out of here and then revisit this in September.
No, yeah, and I just mean like any meetings,
No,
if I
no.
have only a week notice that it's in the middle of the day, I will not be here, just moving forward. I'm like being really firm on this at this point, but,
You're
yeah,
your
so
job.
We
I need to know
either-
exactly when the next meeting is.
We either do it to follow up from a commission meeting, or we do it prior to our agenda meeting so that we can create an action item that goes forward.
So your next month's meeting is May 11th.
8th. Oh, 11th, I'm sorry.
Now that's actually sandwiched in between
Sorry, excuse me.
2 weeks that I'm out. So I'm out from the 3rd to the 9th, and then from the 16th through the rest of that week at a conference. So we could either do it, if you wanted to do it the week before, we could do it on like Tuesday, May 2nd.
I will be in Seattle.
Or we can do it afterwards, if you want to do it maybe that last week in May.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be somewhere.
I'll be somewhere. May is gonna be a bad month, but we can do, I don't
What
know.
date is
But
it?
we don't need, we'll probably run into that no matter what date we pick.
Exactly.
We
Yeah,
just, so,
especially this time of year.
so I just say, let's put it on a calendar, because there's the board right here, and if it's all right coming in here, we don't have to have lunch every time when we come in. And you could, pick a date out,
Do a brown bag lunch, bring your own
right?
Yeah.
lunch, and, yeah, however you want to do it.
If we did
Now I
it
can
on a
support
lunch
lunch
break,
for you
we
guys
could
for
type
like
in
2 or 3 meetings.
No, no,
like
we-
this time.
Yeah, I can make an hour.
But you probably want to be done with this
Yeah.
after 2 or 3 meetings, otherwise
Right.
it's getting too late
I-
in the year. So,
Do you have a set lunch?
Okay, so what time?
No.
May what?
up to you guys.
So can we make them an hour instead of 2 hours?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Well, if people can sneak away at lunch.
Yeah, I can, well.
We'll just-
maybe.
Yeah, okay, we'll shoot for an hour, and
No, not good for you in the middle of the day.
May's just bad, so it doesn't matter. For
we
me.
can't, we're not gonna be able to make
No, I'm
everyone
always-
happy,
I
but
can
if-
Can we
always-
Zoom in here? Or wherever we meet?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I mean, for me, don't worry about me. I'm always
so
gonna be doing something, so.
we do it and we pick out one of the things to eat. Whether it's gonna be the art organizations co-op, we run that all the way through, or as much as we can.
How about,
Monday, the 8th, are you gone, Brian? I missed the date. you were gone.
We have
yes.
park board that
Oh,
day
that's-
and marine advisory committee that day.
Monday or Tuesday the 2nd,
That works for.
Monday
You'll
the
be in
1st?
Seattle, but you said.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Seattle for 2 weeks for training, so it's like, yeah, again, the May is just weird apparently, so. I'm mostly just happy that I'll be able to
Yeah,
make it
May's
to the
gone.
quorum meetings, because I feel like
I'm gonna be
any
gone.
of them are good.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so just whatever works for the group.
I'll put down
May 2nd at noon here.
Is that
Just
easy
use
for
that.
lunch?
Bring your own bag.
Bring your own bottle. Oh, dear, okay.
Okay. I should still get a lunch break or something, so I'll do my best to be
So-
there to zoom in.
So should we
Okay,
make it the
awesome.
first Tuesday of the month until we get through this?
Like
We
I
have
said,
city council that night.
Oh, on the
No.
first Tuesday of the month? I thought it was second.
No, the first. and-
And that's why May 2nd is such a
The
familiar. thing,
first
okay?
and third Tuesdays and the fourth Wednesday.
like I said, I'd probably limit this to just a few more times.
Okay.
Just to kind of like get down your main, because you're only gonna be able to do so much of this.
Right.
And then we
And
need
then
to
we have
actually
to
work
start.
on it.
Right.
So, I'm okay with the second at lunchtime though,
Okay.
even though that's a council. day. Is that gonna be
And
a
just-
problem for you?
No,
We'll make it an hour. Which one do you want to pick on?
Or if you want to do, or Monday, if that's a better day.
And Monday was Sparks, I think, was it? No?
yeah, we
That
That
got
was the-
parks
that-
and
that
marine
was the
advisory.
following week.
On the first. Is that what
Oh,
you're talking about?
no, we didn't talk about
The first is the marina.
Oh, okay. No, but this-
No,
But that's
remember
another
they
thing.
changed their dates They're the
Oh,
same as
youth-
parks
you're
now,
right,
so
you're right. Yeah,
May
so
1st would be,
May 1st
good.
works.
Okay,
Okay.
May 1st
1st.
at 12, 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and for the workshop, just remember, you don't have to have a quorum.
Right.
So people can come and go if they need to go.
Okay, thank you.
If you need to do 2 hours instead of having another meeting, knock it out, that's also option.
Okay, so that's in about 2 weeks, and we will update this on the spreadsheet and send it out to you guys.
So did we just set one meeting or was that two?
One,
Okay.
right?
We have an
On the
Arts
first.
Commission meeting at 5 PM when?
11.
The 11th.
The 11th.
Yeah, that's the fall meeting.
So, and that will help drive, because we can do a real quick thing if we have to add anything onto the agenda for the art commission meeting.
Yeah.
Especially if we have something that we can go for an action item. And then our discussion becomes a lot quicker on action items. Because we've already just wrapped it through.
Mikhail, did you just send out an invitation already?
Somebody.
Oh, maybe I did. I might have done something.
I was like, I
accidentally.
just put it on my calendar, but I hadn't added you guys quite
I
yet.
put it on my
You need
calendar.
to put this in your garbage here.
Oh,
Let's
yeah, you
see.
could just, you can just put it on the table. I'll don't worry about that.
Okay, I'm gonna let you just get this, maybe know what the best word is.
I'm taking wrong one.
I'm like, I'm
Okay.
dinner. Thank you, whoever picked the food, it's so good.
Yeah, that was really nice.